into Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast. We are your hosts. I am Mac, Disfatt-Bidge. We got Matt Regan. We got Ryan Haynes, the Tagless. We got producer Kyle behind the keyboard for us. How you guys doing tonight? You surviving the heat wave?
No AC in this room I'm in right now. It's gonna be rough. Like, you're gonna see real change in presentation by the end of this podcast.
Why do you hate yourself? Regan, you must love yourself better, right? You're cool.
Really, I'm in a muggy basement and I'm in the process of moving, so all my fans are in a box right now.
All one of your fans.
Guys, we got to look into self-care here. I don't think we're doing a good job.
Self-care.
It's not like Disfatt-Bidge really cares about himself.
Ooh. That was I wanted to cry for you.
You should have.
Somebody did.
Well, I'm glad you guys are all right. I want to apologize for a little bit of a delay between our episodes here. We have had the heat wave. We have power outages. We got people moving. And tons of fantasy drafts. It's been a busy time.
So many.
We all have families, so you guys don't pay us enough, the audience out there, but we try to get some content out there and do it for fun for us as well. But shit happens. So, but we are back. We are aroused. We are bigger than ever. Our tips, that is.
Just the tip.
Just the tip is the only one that's bigger than ever. You can find us on YouTube. You can watch us there at Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast. Find us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon. Download, like our episodes. You can subscribe and follow us there. Leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. Our podcast has been growing. We are well over 600 downloads since we started back in March. Or end of February. I can't remember. It's been a long journey with you guys, but only a few months at that. 20-something episodes in. So it's been fun. We're going to keep it going. But first bit of news right off the bat, we have merch available for those that have been asking. If you can look at Regan's screen over here, check us out on YouTube, or you check us out on our socials. Excuse me.
Am I showing you that?
I was like, you can show one. Go right ahead. And
this is my favorite one.
FFP on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You got the nice cork tip hat right in your face right there. We got the the OG right here, the silver script there. Yeah, was it the Oakland? No, Oakland. Las Vegas, dang it, I pulled a Regan. The blue and white ones there. Nice. And we also got koozies as well. So appreciate that. I just want to say check out Lakeshore, one word, RI Designs on Facebook and Instagram. Shannon did a great job with this merch for us. If you want to check her out, she does a lot of other custom artwork for certain like home decor, certain gifts for like Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas is coming up. I don't even want to talk about it, but yeah, it'll be here before you know it. Bottle openers, the koozies and the hats that you've seen, some great gifts. So yeah, go check them out. Go like and follow her page at Lakeshore RI Designs. Lakeshore is one word. Did I forget anything, Ryan?
No, I think you got through it all, man.
All right, man. How about we get into your briefs here? And here we go.
And I got news for you.
What do we got?
That's it. All right.
That's all I've been doing lately. Trying to keep it short.
I do have some news for you. So a couple pieces here. Cam Newton has misunderstood NFL protocols, so he isn't allowed to practice until Thursday. McCorkle, as Mac likes to call him, is taking over with joint practices versus the Giants, and he has been very impressive this week, going 35 of 40 per Jeff Howe of The Athletic. So did Cam Newton, guys, just cost himself the starting job? Reeks, go.
Or
Mac, go.
I will go. So, I believe he did, but Belichick is still adamant that Cam is his starting quarterback. But Jeff Howe has been reporting that he's been lighting it up. What was he? 35 for 40 against the Giants' first team defense. So, I mean, a couple touchdowns in there as well. Yeah, McCorkle's going to start. He's got to. I don't understand why you still hang around with Cam. I don't care about the suspension, or not suspension, but the absence. It's about McCorkle's better. Throw him in there.
Talent. I will say Cam's mechanics last preseason game were the best mechanics I've seen from him in a very long time. He was stepping into passes. He was throwing with confidence. He was hitting tight areas. Like he was doing all the things that he wasn't doing last year. So you can see a lot of improvement there. I still want to see Cam get another chance. And I think Mac, just sitting and watching and learning, like I think that could still do a lot for him. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of torn here. But Reeks, do you have anything else to add?
You're on mute,
Yeah,
bud.
we still can't hear you, Reeks.
All
right.
That's why I was
There
like,
you
my dog's barking on their back. The only thing I wanted to add was we got to pay attention because this if McCorkle does become the starter, everybody's value goes up, especially in this run game. So something to keep in mind. He's the value for well, not Sony Michel anymore, but we'll get to that one next.
Let me
Nice
get into
segue.
that. So Sony Michel traded today to the Los Angeles Rams. A 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick, but something to do with if the Rams get a conditional 3rd, then our 5th, or the Patriots 5th. Sorry, there's no bias. Goes into a 4th. So,
Hold on, I'm
so
trying
that
to find the snooze button on my sound drop. Yeah, we don't care.
4th-round pick is nice.
here's why we should care, because one, that increases the value of said Damian Harris, who Regan was just about to mention. And also a young rookie by the name of Ramondre Stevenson, who has been lighting it up in the preseason so far. I know he's going against second-team defenses, third-team defenses, but the guy has been very, very impressive, especially in the red zone. So, it feels like a little bit of like a James White, like Garrett Blunt kind of backfield. So we'll see how that kind of turns out. And then Darrell Henderson, what's going to happen to his stock. So there's a lot of things to talk about here with just this one small trade. Mac, what are your reactions?
I'm glad I didn't draft any Darrell Henderson. I had a few drafts over this weekend. I have a few more coming up. I'm glad. I kind of figured they weren't having the best faith in Henderson. And I figured they would bring somebody else in via trade or picking up somebody like Le'Veon Bell. So I'm just staying away from the Rams backfield altogether. I mean, if you have a deep bench and you want to pick up Sony Michel, go ahead. Or somebody drops Darrell Henderson over this news, check your waiver wire. Some people do that. Go ahead and grab him. And yeah, the news of McCorkle. I like how you guys are calling him McCorkle with me.
Like Jones.
And him possibly taking over sooner rather than later. The stock of the running backs of the Patriots team has just gone up, like Regan alluded to. So grab them in later drafts, man.
A lot.
Good advice. I like it. All right, moving on to the next bit of news. So here's something to consider with your drafts coming up. And I know a lot of us have drafted already, but there are a lot of drafts coming up this weekend. DeAndre Swift is still dealing with a nagging groin injury. Groin injuries can linger, guys. They really can. Jamal Williams could very well be the week 1 starter. As we get closer, that's becoming more of a reality. So how is this changing, our approach with Swift come draft time?
I've been avoiding Swift in the 4 drafts I've already been in, which is kind of stressful once I say it out loud. I was nervous about him in the first place. Never mind a nagging groin injury, and that's huge for a running back. Mac?
Nagging, as I typed it out. Sorry about that, Ryan. Yeah, I have Jamal Williams in every single one of my leagues except one, Connolly. Prick.
I wonder how he knew.
I wonder how he knew that I was going to be going for him.
Like he had some
Anyway,
insider information or something. I
he
don't
might
know.
have. He might have. But the problem is the Lions are facing the 49ers week one.
Mhm.
So I'm not interested in starting Jamal Williams, but I will like to see their attempts at running and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be patient with Jamal. And in case Swift is out longer than expected, yeah, be ready for it. Stay water, man.
Well, listen, if Swift is out and you're in a PPR format, even if you're playing the 49ers or the Lions have a matchup against the 49ers, I'm still playing Jamal Williams because he's going to get plenty of checkdowns, I'm sure, from Jared Goff. And
Mm-hmm.
as a running back too, a low end running back too, he'll probably get you double digits that week. All right, and then I'll hit the most important news, and then we can kind of move on here. So Travis Etienne is ruled out officially for the season. Has a foot injury, needs to have surgery on it. James Robinson was a top 10 running back last year, and I know we have really given our producer Kyle a hard time for drafting him in all of our mocks and talking about how he's going to lose opportunity and Etienne's going to have to backfield by the end of the season. And he was right. So how far, and I know I'm kind of just throwing this at you guys right now, but how far is James Robinson jumping up the board now?
Third round for me. I'm taking him in the third. That's in 12-team leagues as well and PPR. Yeah, Regan.
Yeah, so I pretty much had replacing Henderson in the fourth round. I think Henderson drops with the addition of Sony Michel. That's pretty much where Henderson was going, fourth or fifth. So I think James up to at least the fourth, possibly the third, like you said, Mac.
I think that's accurate. I think that puts him kind of in the top 40 of overall players, and I think that's where he's at right now for sure. So what a swing! Like what a change of events. If you drafted 2 weeks ago, James Robinson was just slipping and slipping and slipping, and if you snatched him up, good for you. You got a real advantage come the season. So we'll see.
Can we talk about the emotional roller coaster I was on with the whole keeper league I was telling you guys about?
Oh,
where
please.
I have Henderson and Robinson. And last minute, I was about to pick Henderson, and now I'm picking Robinson.
Good call.
In the ninth round. I was like, perfect. But I was like, oh, man, what do I do now? Henderson has Sony Michel, and then what's his name? Vice versa. Etienne was out, and I was like, well, Henderson's still a good keep. And then they got Sony. I was like, oh, all right.
That makes it simpler for you.
Oh, that was so much nicer.
I was going to say, it's nice when the decision is made for you, and there you go, man.
That's exactly what it was, because I was losing my mind on them, too.
Yeah. It is sad, though, for Etienne, man. He might be saved because the Jaguars' offensive line sucks so bad, and it's hard for a rookie to adapt to the NFL with a really bad offensive line. We saw James Robinson do it last year, though, so I have more faith in him doing better with the full opportunities. But, yeah, hope he gets well, man, and recovers strong. So I don't want anybody to think we're celebrating Etienne's misfortune as I'm laughing as I say it. What a prick.
I know, right? All right, last two.
Quick note on that injury. Just Etienne's injury is actually very, very bad for running backs. Sorry, I forget the name, but it's more of like the rolling. Somebody was telling me at work about the whole concept, and it was the rolling of his foot. He's not going to be able to do, so his foot's going to be necessarily stiff. And for running backs to get past that eventually is very tough. So something just to keep in mind on dynasty and keeper leagues. Maybe not throw that, 12th round pick on grabbing them so you can just stash them for next year or something like that. I might shy away a little bit. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it. Do we got more, or should we move on, Ryan?
Oh, real quick, Joe Burrow is going to be playing this week, so it might be a good idea. If you have NFL Network, maybe go back, check out that game, see how that offense kind of is meshing, because it's really going to be your first glimpse into how that offense is rolling with Joe Burrow. And then second piece of news, as expected, Trevor Lawrence is named Week 1 starter. So
How unusual.
there it is. I think that'll
All
do it.
right. That's it. All righty.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Alrighty. Appreciate it, Ryan, for that quick brief there. Now, not so quick, but now we're going to get into our tight end rankings. All right. If you've catched our other episodes, episode 19, 21, and 23, we broke down quarterback, running back, and wide receiver rankings, bracket style. You can check that out, the way we did that. Right now, if you've been around tight ends for fantasy football for a bit, you know that tight ends, the pool to pick from, it's pretty slim at this position. So I've seen a lot of people take away the tight end position and just add a flex. But we still do tight end position, so we're gonna go through the rankings, just our consensus rankings here. And see where you can grab value or who might break out. All right. We got those of you feeling frisky, you can check out these rankings, all of them, our consensus and our individual ones, at justthetipffp.com. That's right. You thought I was going to say a social media site? Nope. We have our website at justthetipffp.com. Go ahead, check it out. Guys, we made it. We made it big. Thank you, Ryan Casperson, for setting that up for us, man. Much appreciated. Looks pretty cool. Still in the beginning stages. We will be developing more and adding more stuff, but check out the rankings. Feel free to message us, see what you think. We really appreciate it. But right now, we're going to get in some tight end rankings, unless I missed anything, guys.
Just gonna say, PK, producer Kyle, if you could throw the Home Alone, the face right when he says .com right over that, that'd be awesome. Just saying.
You're making more work for him.
That's even better.
All right. Appreciate it, man. All right, right now let's get into the tight end rankings. This is PPR format. For those that don't know,
He said it.
Everything off of PPR. I made a note of it this time.
Good job.
PPR format. So let's get into this, man. Regan, let's leave the suspense up for everybody. Who's the number one tight end in our ranking here?
This one was really close between all of us, and numbers where we crunched them a lot, and surprisingly, we're going to go with Travis Kelce this year. It was close between a couple other ones. It wasn't close. It wasn't even close. Even a
King
bit.
Kong ain't got shit on me.
That was perfect.
Yeah, man. He outscores the next tight end by like 50 points. So there's really not much to talk about. Drafting him, I took him 10th overall in a 10-team league. I should have taken him 12th, but I showed up late to the draft, and I totally was scrambling and missed it, and Regan got him at the swing back,
weird.
Right? Yeah,
No, I got him. I got him first round, I thought.
No, you got him second, man.
Did I?
One question on
did.
Kelce.
Looking that up.
How high is too high?
No such thing.
5th.
Okay.
Because I've been at the 5th position and I passed on him. I couldn't do it.
Thought about it.
Kamara was right there, and I'd rather take Kamara and establish that number one running back. But yeah, I did debate it, but every mock draft I didn't like the outcome. So
The thing with Kelce is he has no bust potential. He's automatically going to produce. The only thing, obviously, bearing an injury. So he literally can't. With all these running backs, I think we said only 30% of them will be a top 5 running back with the top 10 running back. So Kelce, you just can't lose with him. Big fan. That's why I have him in 2 leagues out of 4.
all right, and next we got Darren Waller, consensus number 2 for all of us as well. Yeah, he's a stud, man. Number 1 target on that team. Problem is, it's the Raiders. So there might be
Valid
some
point.
times where he can't get open and he's triple teamed and he has no other help to take some defenders away from him. So, yeah, Ryan, obviously the number 2. Are you gonna wait till the second round and pass on Kelce if you're at the back end of the draft, or what was your strategy?
If he was there on that turn, I had the first pick in our league. If he was there at the 2-12, 3-1 turn, I would have snatched him up. I think mid second round is a good spot for him. So if you're drafting a 12-team league, that's good value. If you're in a 10-team league, late second round, early third, like that's where you want to grab Darren Waller. He has the talent and the capability to approach Kelce. The only problem is, the only concern I have is like touchdown production. Last year, 9 touchdowns, 2019, 3 touchdowns. And that was the difference, a big difference for him between those 2 seasons. So it all depends on if the Raiders can get down the field, get in the red zone. So we'll kind of see what happens there. But I do think he's number 2 this year for sure.
He has 27% of the team's targets for a tight end. That's pretty good. That's 9.1 targets a game, second overall behind Kelce at 9.7 or something like that. Shabby. Easy number 2.
Yeah.
He did have 5 games out of the top 12 in tight ends last year, which is not.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean, that's why Kelce's
right,
the man amongst boys on these rankings. So, who we got next?
Ryan, you want to go next? You want me?
Sure. Number 3. This probably isn't a surprise to you guys. Is George Kittle, and yep, believe it or not.
Yeah, I checked. It's real.
No,
you guys almost had me. I'm like, oh shoot, that I messed up. I'm like, no, I definitely didn't mess up. I'm not even gonna check. Yeah. I mean, if Kittle stays healthy, I think him and Waller could easily swap.
Can you say that one more time? What'd you say it was the first thing?
If he stays healthy.
Okay, just checking. Yep.
Right. And that's the problem. Like he could theoretically slip out of the top 10 if he only plays in 8, 9, 10 games. So I am more hesitant with George Kittle. I've drafted him in a few leagues. I've had a couple of shares of him over the last couple of years, and it's come back to really hurt me. So still an incredible talent, still a guy that you want to have on your team. Just be mindful of who's around him when you're picking.
Yeah, are you nervous too with him having possibly a rookie as a QB? It could be really good because it is a QB that scrambles. Tight ends are usually the ones that get those extra, when the quarterback's running around, making extra time, they're usually the ones to come back and get the ball. But still, rookie does scare me a little bit for a veteran like Kittle. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know if he's. Yeah, I could see your point. I just feel like if a rookie quarterback's going to check down, they're probably going to check down to the tight end. He's still probably going to throw the ball 30, 35 times a game. And, I mean, maybe a little bit less than that, but he's still going to get 19, 20, 21 completions. So you'd imagine that Kittle, if he's healthy, is getting 6, 7, 8 of those.
I agree. All right, Mac, I jumped to number 4.
Yeah, sorry.
I love how he said sorry before it came up.
Yeah. I lost my soundboard and had to reload it while you guys are doing that because Kittle staying healthy is pretty fun. No, I'm just kidding. I believe he'll be all right this year. And he actually does better with the backup QB than he did with Jimmy each time he played. So whoever the backup QB was, Kittle was their safety target. So I'm not worried about when Trey Lance takes over.
I like it.
All right. Who we got next here?
All right, now
Mark Andrews. Yeah.
Ooh, who's the highest?
Number 4.
Yeah, I think Reeks, you're the highest on him. I think there was just more.
Nope.
I think there was more variability with the other players.
Right, exactly. So if I could just state why I put him at 4, because just to clear up, Mac and Ryan put him at 5, which is perfectly reasonable. And I probably would have kept him had him at 5. But the only reason is the wide receiver injuries right now.
Mhm.
And the possibility of him being the number 1 target again. Last year, he had 88 targets, led all receivers for Baltimore last year. And no receivers are there. He's going to probably be the leading receiver. He just has the chance to get those extra touchdowns. This team runs the ball, grounds and pounds, has lots of red zone opportunities. He could be their guy again. You guys disagree? Why are you guys so low on it? Ridiculous.
Not that low. The point spread is really not that much difference. But yeah, you are right. He's the number 1 target there, especially with the receivers going down. But it, like you said, they're a run-heavy team. PPR format here. And it's not that I'm low on him. I have him 5th.
I was just kidding. You both have him at 5.
I know. I just wanted to state it in case you guys are not checking out our website at justthetipffp.com. I have him at 5th. So, yeah, just in a PPR, I don't think it's a bad plan at all. To wait later if you don't want to spend the top 3 picks on a tight end. Grab him in the 5th. Nothing wrong with that.
I agree with everything you guys are saying, and I have nothing else to add.
There isn't. Let's move on. Who we got next, Ryan?
Number 5, TJ Hawkinson. So I'm the highest on Hawkinson. Volume is everything. And TJ Hawkinson does not have a ton of competition for volume. Jared Goff last year threw 85 receptions for almost 1,000 yards to the tight end position. So I know that was between 2 guys, but the Lions don't really have 2 guys at tight end. So
or at all.
be mindful of that. Mac, I think you have him the lowest, right?
I do. Did you say TJ Hawkinson? See, I have written here TJ Droppinson.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, he drops a lot of balls. He's got to get targeted a lot. With Jared Goff there right now, and not that much talent at wide receiver, like Regan was saying. So yeah, if you want a guy that's gonna get peppered with targets, take him.
Does anybody else hear my kid upstairs?
No, we don't hear anything. We are totally professional.
She's screaming at Mac's
soundproof
prediction
studio.
of TJ Hawkinson here out of the top 5.
She said
Not having
horrible input on Hawkinson. Somebody's going to get 110 to 130 targets.
Probably
doesn't matter if they drop.
It does matter.
You can drop 50% and do better than literally 80% of the tight ends.
That is true.
Probably.
Just saying. But,
no, I think 4 to 6 is a pretty good range for Hawkinson. I don't think he cracks into the top 3 if those guys stay healthy. And this Lions offense is very suspect, to say the least.
I find his value really nice though in the 5th round in a 12-team league. 5th round, him coming around. I have Kelce in 2 leagues and Hawkinson in 2 leagues so far, I believe, or at least in 1. But it's just so nice at 5.
It's hard to keep track of. We'll get into an episode and reflecting on our teams and what we think we did wrong and
you guys are gonna be so
what
jealous.
we did right. Probably. We'll definitely get into our league that we all do together as well. It'll be good.
I don't want to. That's what I did bad in.
All right, Regan, who's next?
Alrighty. We got my boy Kyle Pitts at number 6.
You say your boy, but he was 4th. I have him 4th. You have him 6th, so you're gonna get crap.
I got 3 boys this year, and it's TJ Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, and then who we have at number 10, who we'll get to.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, Kyle Pitts though. I think we're all high on him, but I don't think honestly I have him ranked at 6, and I think 6 is his ceiling. He's a rookie coming into the league. He is going to get those receptions that Julio is missing. I think what do you have? I forget what I even put, but like 2019, Julio had, I don't even know what it was. Something ridiculous, as you guys might think.
Like 115 yards or something. I don't
know.
Yeah, well,
he had 52 catches Julio had 52 catches last year, and he played in 9 games. So just think what he normally would take care of in a whole year, that could easily be dropped off to Kyle Pitts. Obviously, not all of them. He's a tight end, different position, but he plays like a wide receiver. So we do have to think of him as a different level. But I just don't see he would like. I think everybody's talking about it where he would have to have the best season ever for a rookie to beat his ADP at 4, which is I don't see as possible. And I have him as 6, and I think that's where he's more likely to land.
Yeah, if you are treating him as a tight end. So I know we touched on it when we broke down our NFC South division when we touched on the Falcons a lot. But I'm gonna bring this up again real quick. Evan Ingram has a rookie record from 2017 with 64 receptions, 722 yards, 6 touchdowns, 172 points. That's on 11 games started. Okay, do you think Pitts is only going to start 11 games?
Well,
I don't think so. They spent a high draft pick on him.
I'm sorry. You just have to be careful though because of they spend so much capital on him in the draft that if something even small comes up and lingering, they are going to bench him and save him. Okay. I'm not. We should always, when you're thinking about fantasy, you should always leave injuries behind for most of the time, especially with a lot of these players. But something to keep in mind.
Projections, you mean?
Correct. Yeah, with our projection, you should always leave injuries out for the most part. Like Kittle, I do get a little nervous just because we've seen it constantly. Julio, I get a little nervous. We see it constantly. But these players still produce. That's why we still put them higher.
Mm-hmm.
True. All right, and so Pitts, right now I have him projected for 941 yards, 83 receptions, 7 touchdowns. That's 219 points. Again, PPR format. He's also lining up wide and in the slot and at the traditional tight end position down on the line. Nice. He's the best pass catcher that came out of this draft class. I just, if you're treating him like a tight end, yeah, I probably wouldn't spend the high capital. But if you think he's a wide receiver type talent and will produce like a rookie wide receiver, then I would spend that draft capital on him. Ryan, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think with Kyle Pitts, I have him at 7, but I only have him 12 points separated from the top 5. So I think his ceiling is top 5. I think his floor is probably top 8, top 9. I know he's a rookie.
For it, huh? All right.
Yeah, because he's a rookie, and you have to take that into consideration. And we don't know exactly how they're going to use him. And but at the same time, like for a rookie tight end to just say, yeah, they're definitely going to be a top 10 tight end, which is what we're all saying, is very rare. So I think we all agree that he's a special talent.
Agreed.
I think it's just his value, his ADP is just too high in that 4th round. That
can
kills
be.
me.
Mm-hmm.
It can be. I never can get him because I like a receiver much better in that round.
Same.
So, all right. Ryan, who do we got next here?
All right. Coming up next, we have Logan Thomas. A very popular name come draft time. So I think, look, the big story with Logan Thomas, obviously he's got an upgrade at quarterback, which we've also touched upon. Like maybe we're overreacting to how much of an improvement or an upgrade Ryan Fitzpatrick actually is over Dwayne Haskins, certainly. But I think the big thing about Logan Thomas is his ADP and his value. I mean, this is a guy that's getting drafted in the 10th, 11th, 12th round who could get you 70 receptions, who could get you 700 plus yards, and who could get you 6 or 7 touchdowns. So for a guy going that late, he's certainly someone that is worth waiting for.
Yeah, I'm seeing 93rd overall. So if you miss out on those other tight ends, man, yeah, he turned it on at the end of the season.
Great season this year.
He was converted to tight end too, from quarterback and receiver. So I mean, he's still learning the position earlier in his career, and I think he's going to do well. He's actually, I was surprised with my rankings and doing more research on Logan Thomas. I was expecting him 15th, and I have him 8th. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking to get him in the later rounds when I stack up on wide receiver and missing out on those top tier tight ends.
Yeah, I agree. 19% of the team's targets last year, 72 catches, 110 targets, 670 yards, and 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns is where it's at. So if he can keep going with that, that's huge. That was his breakout season last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, man. All right. Next guy on the list here. I have a little bit of a bone to pick with Ryan here, so I will.
Me?
Mike Gesicki, okay?
Yeah, I'm lower.
No. That's okay. That's quite all right.
Oh,
You have him ranked. All right, all right. Let me get this out.
I'm uncomfortable.
Don't let me scramble my thoughts
previous
here.
bet is coming back to bite me here. Yeah, okay.
We made a bet on Twitter at Just a Tip FFP. You can follow us, slide in our DMs, and check out everything we share and tweet out. Something about Gesicki finishing 3 spots higher than Goddard. So why do you have Gesicki 9th and Goddard 13th? Would you like to pay me now? We haven't figured out what we're betting. I'm thinking I don't know, ice cream. But come on.
Slide him up a spot, I guess, just to break even here. Dude, I didn't think Zach Ertz would be on the team. I really didn't. I was totally convinced Zach Ertz was getting traded. The guy's 32, 33. There are plenty of tight end needy teams. He could have been reunited in Indy with Carson Wentz and Frank Wright. I didn't think he'd be there, and now he's there. So
yeah, it sucks. But all right, we'll get to those guys a little bit later. But we'll speed this up a bit. But Gesicki. All right, he's being utilized in the offense just this preseason. All right, we can go into last year's. He was ranked 7th last year, I think, overall. But Tua's been targeting the tight end position, okay, and the other quarterbacks. So they are wanting to get that position involved. He's the top dog in the tight end room. So, yeah, I'm a little worried that they might be spreading it around with Sheehan and Hollins as their other tight end. If he makes the team, which I'm pretty sure he will, they give Sheehan the contract last season, or during the offseason, excuse me. But Gesicki, in the first game, he had 2 receptions for 56 yards, and second game, 2 receptions for 43. All right, and he's roughly only in there for the first quarter, and it's for big plays. So I don't know. I have some high faith. I do have Gesicki in one of my leagues right now, and I have him on my dynasty that Ryan traded to me.
What a good friend.
The deal with Hurts, I believe. Or it might have been something else. I can't remember.
Imagine if it was Goddard.
No, different deal. I think it was draft capital.
Chark was in the other deal with Hurts. So yeah, it's a lot. We are great partners in Dynasty, trade partners, that is. So yeah. All right. Your guys' quick thoughts on Gesicki?
I got nothing.
Ceiling is as high as Tua's ceiling. So I think Tua is still, I understand his upside, but still a big question mark. Gesicki is as high as Tua is.
It's a good way to put it, honestly. I think he's ranked pretty well where we have him. I have him at 10th. I'm the lowest. But between 7 and 10, I think we said it before, the tight ends, after tight end 8, every single tight end is about in between 20 points of each other, not even, it's less than that. So it's probably where he's going to fall.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that, though. If you don't get the top.
Exactly. In the, 8th round, something like that, I think is when I grabbed him. I was trying to look up his ADP real quick.
Probably
anyway,
right.
Moving on.
I would say 7th.
Oh, wow. Overall, 116, so they have him ranked 12th. That is Fantasy Pros. Is that what we're using? I don't even remember.
Yeah. So
okay.
That's pretty low.
All right. Let's go a bit quicker here. Next guy up, this is Ryan's boy. Ryan.
What? You're going to go slow on Irv Smith? I had so much to say about him.
All right, take your time with Irv Smith then.
No, I don't have that much to say about him. I do think Irv Smith could be the steal of the draft class. I mean, this is a guy who's probably going in the 12th to 13th round of your redraft leagues. I have Jefferson and Thielen combining for 16 touchdowns overall together. Dalvin Cook really hasn't been a big receiving touchdown threat. So my prediction is that Kirk Cousins throws for 36 touchdowns this year, which seems far-fetched, but let's think like 17-game season, had a lot of touchdowns last year, and they got to come somewhere. And I think Irv Smith is the guy. So I think if you're thinking about touchdown-dependent tight ends that can crack the top 6 or 7, think Robert Tonyan from last year. I think that's Irv Smith this season.
I like the comparison. I don't like the upkeep of. I don't even know this. That's aggressive. I like it though.
Yeah.
Cousins,
All right.
36.
36 touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, if you believe that Dalvin Cook is going to be a top 5 running back, Jefferson could possibly a top 5 wide receiver, and you think Thielen, if you think Thielen's going to regress and he's not going to have 14 touchdowns like he did last season.
Where it is, you're right.
But if Thielen's really going to fall off a cliff here, then yeah, somebody's going to have to take that spot. So it is Irv Smith. I just don't know if he'll be involved in the offense because Mike Zimmer has said that the tight ends really aren't involved in his offense. That was a couple months ago. So if you have faith and you see something arriving, you want to take a late flyer on him and see it trending that way that he's getting more involved. Yeah, I definitely think he could be a steal, especially if Thielen falls off. But until I see that, I'm Shark Tank. I'm out.
Yeah, and just for additional context, Cousins had 35 touchdowns last year in 16 games. So
yeah, he actually did really well. He was like a kind of a sleeper quarterback last year.
I had him. He helped me for a while, man. He and then I had Hurts at the end of the season, but they have a bad defense. So that's the best offense in fantasy is a team that has a bad defense because they have to pass the ball a lot to regain the points, man. So, all right, Regan, let's get to your boy here at number 10.
My last one. So number 10, we have Tyler Higbee of the Rams. Now, what do I got him at? I have him at 7. You guys, Mac 11, Ryan 12. That might be our biggest one yet, difference-wise so far. I think Higbee has the best opportunity to improve here. He has Gerald Everett in Seattle, gone. He has some new quarterback. What's his name again? You know how bad I am with names, guys. Matthew Stafford. You kidding me? Mr. I broke my back, as you would say.
I don't have it queued up, damn it.
Gotcha.
This is what I have. Just talking about Higbee.
You disgust Stafford. Me. We'll excuse you. But anyways, I think after we saw the season with T.J. Hawkinson with Matthew Stafford, we know Matthew Stafford has a connection with his tight ends. He uses them. With being able to spread the offense around with Kupp and Woods, I feel like there's going to be so many catches in the middle for Higbee. That being said, why I have him at 7 and not any higher is I think he does have somewhat of a low floor because there is so much more talent there, but his ceiling, and especially, like I'm saying, the opportunity to improve is astronomical compared to what he might have done with Goff. Why do you guys have him so low, though? Like, who do you got? Kasicki better? I don't know. I think I'm just high on the Rams offense and what they can be this year. So I guess that's my thought.
It makes sense, man. I just got burned with him last year. A lot of people were hyping him up, and I have him 11th, so it's not bad. It's not terrible.
The thing called exactly what I said. Their other tight end's gone. There's a single tight end pretty much. And a better quarterback. He's going to get so much better passes.
Yeah, he was going to drop to me, but somebody took him right before me when I was in the 12th spot. I forget what round it was, double-digit rounds, I think. And I was like, yep, I'm going to take him, but he took him right before. So then I punted on that again, and I forget who I had. Not anybody great. So, yeah, it's not a good situation. But everybody kept grabbing the tight ends because they know they're slim pickings. Ryan, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Higbee, tight end 18 last year. I think taking away Everett, adding Stafford, I bumped him up 6 spots, and that was pretty conservative. I can see your point, Reeks, as to why he's in the top 10. It's not that I don't like Higbee, it's just that I like some other guys better. So he just happened to slide down the board a little bit.
I think that's
Yeah.
just where I come in thinking that team's going to be a little bit better than they even were last year. So, no, I like it, guys. I do love his value, though, in those late rounds. And after missing and punting on tight ends and having the possibility of that ceiling as a possible top 10, don't get me wrong, I don't think he's going to be a top 5 tight end. But if he can get in the top 10, he's going to be a steal later on.
My last point, Logan Thomas, Irv Smith, and Tyler Higbee probably have the best value at any tight ends in the draft. Like you can get those guys pretty late, stack up, your other positions, and be satisfied with the tight end position.
Great point. Couldn't agree more.
The tight end I did take was Irv Smith a couple rounds later. So we'll see how this works out.
Can we bet on that one? Who finishes better?
Well, we will have an episode on all our bets with each other for this season. Yeah, we'll have to do that, and we'll get producer Kyle involved in that as well. It'll be fun. All right, if you guys, so yeah, you're gonna take him. You have him ranked 7th here, Regan, huh?
Oh yeah, I have him ranked 7th, but I will not draft.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
And my favorite drop. You're the man.
I know. Sorry, I was trying to cue it up. I meant to say, if you believe Cooper Kupp is going to do really well and Robert Woods and top 15 and wide receivers and stuff, that's a lot of passes Stafford's going to have to throw with that broken back.
1,000 yards.
I know. You have a lot of faith in that offense, man.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a really good defense, and they don't have a running back. A lot of variables, man. I'm just saying, watch out. It's not a bad pick. Like I said, I was going to take him. 7th is a bit too high for me. If you guys want to check out these rankings, man, at Just a Tip, ffp.com. All right, one more tight end from each of us down the list. I'm just going to touch on Adam Troutman. Did get hurt. We should have put this in the news. He might be out for up to week 3 of the season, Ryan. I didn't see the game, but they carted him off and stuff, so that's never good. But he might come back. I did drop him in my rankings. I think probably too low, but I was just thinking they have to reevaluate. So I'm still in kind of like a holding pattern with him.
Ankle sprain, so it's hard to say how long he'll be out.
Exactly. They're
proceed
tricky.
with caution.
Yeah, it's really gonna be week from week. I wouldn't draft him unless you want to draft him really late in like a keeper league. Go right ahead and you have a spot to burn and you don't like anybody else there. Yeah, go right ahead.
Grab him, pop in your IR.
You could do that too. Or pick them up on waivers, whatever. Yeah, all right, Ryan, anybody else you want to touch on here before we close out?
Yeah, you know what? Noah Fant, news today, Teddy Bridgewater wins the starting job, at least early on. Teddy Bridgewater, I don't know, man. He's a guy that generally will throw within 10 to 15 yards, so that's always good for tight ends. I know Carolina hasn't really had, last year didn't really have a tight end that was overly involved, but, that could help his value.
My
rankings got a little skewed on him. I have him at 8. That's a little high. I don't know what happened there. I do love the Teddy Bridgewater, though. That definitely puts him up. He should put him up in everybody's rankings, if you ask me.
And Jerry Jeudy, hopefully you could have grabbed him late before this news because Teddy Bridgewater is definitely more accurate and hitting Jerry Jeudy in stride. Just as a little side note there. Sorry, I was getting excited for it.
I got a draft tomorrow.
I got a couple more. I got one tomorrow and another one this weekend. So yeah, it'll be good.
And just the tip, FFP has one going on right now. A group play.
A long draft with who? What do we got?
So we're actually, for our listeners, we're in a 96-team, 8-league tournament. Session Takeover 2 by the guys. Fantasy is in session. So check them out on Twitter. A little shout out to them. But huge tournament. We're in the middle of a draft. And super flex. So that means 2 quarterbacks. So we got 2 flex. And we got a loaded wide receiver group of Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson.
No, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Go check it out on Twitter.
Yeah, check it out on our socials. There's a little tease for you guys.
A little tease, yeah.
That's the tip.
It's stacked, man. Yeah, it's just the tip. of the draft right there. So, all right, you guys. Thank you for listening to us. You can follow our socials. Check out our website, justatipffp.com. Our socials, justatipffp. You can also listen to us, like I said, Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon podcasts, and find us on YouTube. We have the links in the description there, so if you don't want to do the quick search, click on the link. All right, we're doing all the work for you. And you guys should be paying us more. So we appreciate it. You guys got anything for the leftovers? Ryan?
No, last week of
that?
preseason. Make sure you check out a few games that you're interested in, and then a couple weeks away from the start of the season. So it's just about go time here, fellas.
How about you, Regan?
The only thing I have to say, guys, is the worst thing happened to me yesterday at my draft.
No.
Worst thing. It has nothing to do with the draft.
Oh, okay.
I brought beer. I was good.
You got Jared Goff as your starting QB. Whew.
Tom Brady.
That's what you're gonna say. Yeah, Tom Brady. Nice. That's like.
But so we're in the garage. They open up both doors. Swarms of bugs are inside this garage. It's in the middle of Berkeley. It was not healthy. Anyways, gosh darn June bug flies into my ear during the draft and gets stuck in my ear. I'm like going around the turn. Obviously, this is the slowest draft I've ever been in my life. I literally got a bug in my ear, freaked out, went inside. I got it out with water, which was great. Came back, got myself a beer. Yeah, I literally caught it in my ear and I'm trying to grab it and it just kept going in. By the way, weirdest thing ever is when you can hear him crawling in your ear. Not cool. It was a
That's what she said.
That's nasty. Anyways, I got the bug out of my ear, got back, and it still wasn't my turn. So it was a pretty slow draft and a horrible experience.
IR Regan is at it again.
God, he's just going to fix those.
Dude, has something happened no matter what he's doing.
I'm just going to jump in here. Matt, who is the bug telling you to draft, and why did you have to get him out so quickly?
I said James Robinson, and I did not believe him. He said producer Kyle said James Robinson.
Somebody trying to help you out there. Oh man, that's a good story, man.
I can still feel it. It's the worst.
Let us know your craziest draft stories at Just a Tip FFP on Twitter. We'd love to hear them, man. My leftover Spider-Man 3 trailer. You gotta check it out. It's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Oh, you over there? All right, Kyle. There. You got the tissues next to you.
Oh god.
Good. Yeah.
Good thing I'm already not wearing pants.
The Spider-Man franchise at the last Spider-Man 3. Let alone this Spider-Man 3. No more Spider-Man 3s for me.
No, this is a Multiverse of Madness. No. I'm sorry, that's Doctor Strange. This is gonna open it though. It looks pretty sweet, man. No Way Home. Yeah. Check it out. And
Hello.
After you check out our podcast, if you are watching us on YouTube, you can see I'm pretty sunburnt. We had coaching start this week for high school sports, man. So a lot of fun, a lot of sun. Yeah, I know. Yeah, turn down the light. I need some makeup. Somebody want to come in here and powder my nose for me. Huh?
You need more than makeup.
Oh, wow. Ouch. Thanks, man. You're right. I need some aloe. Can you send your mom over to rub me down with it? Thank you.
Every time.
Good night, everybody.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.